Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be messing around with Reddit posts. I love Reddit posts. I love reading them. I love watching videos about them. So I figured, why not make a post about my favorite subreddit? Today we're going to be reading a few. The first one is, am I an asshole for telling my dad my half-sister is completely spoiled? My mom and dad divorced when I was 8. It turns out he had an affair when I was 6, and my mom couldn't take it and left. I lived 1 week at my mom's and 1 week at my dad's. My mom was pretty much always there for me, but I was often left alone at my dad's house. When I was younger, he would hire babysitters to look after me after school. As soon as I was 10, I was home alone after school at his place most of the time. When I was 13, my dad found out he had a kid with that affair. Her mom died due to a car crash when I was 14, so she came to live with us. From the start, she was treated a lot differently by my dad than me. Suddenly, he was at home a lot more, and I swear almost anything she would ask for, he would get. She had piles and piles of new toys. Even if I was doing something, he would expect me to drop everything and help her if she wanted something. Her mom had been pretty hardcore against junk food, so she was always asking my dad for it. He bought a bunch, which he never had before, and became pretty much the only thing she would eat. I told my dad that I was worried and it was unhealthy, but he brushed it off, saying he was only trying to make up for not being in her life before. A doctor told him that her weight gain was worrying, so she was upset and asked for a cake. So he bought her a cake. Just for her. To eat over the weekend, he said. She finished it in one night. A whole cake in one night. Oh my god. The other day we were going out to get takeout and then eat it at a park. And as we were driving, she threw a tantrum saying that if I came in, I would ruin the evening. We pulled over and he asked if I would do as she wanted and gave me some change to take the city bus home without dinner. I snapped and yelled at him for always giving in to her, even when it meant bad things for me. I told him that she was spoiled rotten and that she needed to hear the word no way more. And the way he was raising her was super unhealthy, both mentally and physically. She got even more upset and he started yelling at me saying I have no regard for her feelings and she's had a hard life without her mom and needed love, not a cold-hearted, empty house. I replied, like the one you provided for me, and then I went to my mom's. I haven't talked to him or stayed with him since. Am I the asshole? Well, first off, no, you're not an asshole. And I think the only asshole here is your dad, because your sister is one too, but not to the extent of your dad, because she was raised like that because of him. Even though she needs to be held accountable and stop acting like this, it's your dad's responsibility to teach her that, and he clearly failed. And I'm sorry you have a dad like that who literally tried to send you home without dinner and gave you bus fare. Who does that? I'm so sorry, OP. Good luck. Stay with your mom more. Here we have our next story. So I, 19 female, have an autistic friend, 19 female as well, Allie. Allie's mom and my mom have been friends since childhood, so Allie and I have known each other since birth. She was diagnosed at around 5 and is autistic with some OCD issues. Like everything has to be a certain way or a multiple of 1, 3, 5, or 10. Allie is not the easiest person to be around sometimes. I really don't know how to explain it. She can be a little bit truthful, like just saying you look like shit when you're having a bad hair day. Has a hard time with sympathy and is very high energy. She is a lot of fun too. She is creative, funny, and I like hanging out with her, but I have to be in the right state of mind for it. Well, this week has been awful for me. The store I work for went out of business, so I'm out of a job. My laptop was ruined because my sister spilled Starbucks on it. I'm having the worst period cramps and bloating. I found out my boyfriend has been sliding in and out of other girls' DMs, and I had a spat with some of my other friends because they either knew or were messaging him. Wow, oh my god, that really does suck. I feel so bad. Anyway, I usually go over to Allie's on Wednesday evenings and we bake. This started maybe 4 years ago now. It's usually whatever dessert she wants to try out, and I am fine with that. But I just didn't feel all that great this week, and I didn't want to be around anyone. So I texted Allie, her mom, and her dad around 10 a.m. and told them I was going to stay in tonight. I finished my online classes, then went in my room and took a long nap. Well, I slept through my phone going off or something because I woke up to all these angry texts and calls from Allie's parents. Apparently she had some kind of meltdown because she really wanted me to come over. She trashed the kitchen, got flour all over the house, broke some of their baking dishes, They're blaming me for not wanting to come over and bake with her because I threw off her schedule and then she spiraled. Came home from work and was angry with me too. She was mad because her best friend was mad with her and was asking why didn't I go over. Well, I told her why, and she said my reasons weren't good enough. She said I was being a bad friend to Allie and should have gone over anyway. I went back to my room, locked the door, and cried for a while. When my dad got home, my mom talked to him first. He was mad too, until I explained my side of things. Then he agreed with me. Now my mom is mad at both of us and trying to patch things up with her friend. It's not like I wanted Allie to have a meltdown or anything. It's not even like I was just avoiding her either. It's because I didn't want to be around anyone. That, and now my mom is pissed at me too. Was I in the wrong for not going over? I mean, I know she has a schedule and everything, but not everything in life goes according to plan. Let me tell you, you are not the asshole, okay? Because even though Allie does have a schedule, and it sucks you couldn't come over, you cannot live your life for Allie. You have to go out and be your own person still. When you guys are older, you're not going to be able to come over every Wednesday. You're going to be doing something. Maybe you'll have a partner. Maybe you'll be just on your own, vibing. Sometimes you can't abide to everything every week. And that's something Allie has to deal with and learn because her life isn't going to always do that. I understand she's autistic, but that's where her parents come in and had to take responsibility to teach her, help her try to cope with stuff like this. And your mom's just being a straight a-hole, dude. Like, she's more worried about her friendship than she is with her relationship with you. I'm glad your dad's on your side, and I hope you feel better after all that stuff happened to you and this. I know how hard it is to have family mad at you. Okay, the next post is, am I an asshole for not making a cake for my in-laws' anniversary after my mother-in-law made a joke? She said that my baby looked like my husband's brother, implying I cheated on my husband with his own sibling. Yesterday I agreed to make her and my father-in-law a cake for their 40th anniversary dinner party, which is tomorrow night, Friday. The person they originally asked to make it bailed on them, so I was their second choice, as I'm pretty good at baking but not professional level. I agreed, we discussed details, which I also agreed to. Then they saw the baby, a 10-month-old boy. My mother-in-law made the joke, not just once, but 3 separate times, the last of which in front of my 9-year-old son. We have a terrible relationship, which is why I'm certain her joke was malicious. I slept on it and told her today I wasn't making the cake, so I suggest she figures something else out, and told her why I was doing this, saying I was sick of her talking to me like that, and what she implied was wholly inappropriate, especially in front of my 9-year-old. She's furious, demanding I change my mind, because she has just over 24 hours until the dinner. She'll be lucky to get a tray bake from the supermarket at this stage. My father-in-law has said she shouldn't have said that, but he's spoken to her and asked I reconsider, as their anniversary is important to both of them. My husband supports my decision, and has said maybe I'm just a tad oversensitive and could let this comment slide this one time, as it is their anniversary and making the cake could be a peace offering, or at least something I can use if she ever accuses me of not liking her. And it was him saying that gave me a pause, because my husband takes my side 100% of the time with her, so for him to throw in a "but in this case" makes me think I could be in the wrong. No, let me tell you something, OP. You are not in the wrong. You do not owe anyone your services. This was a favor, and after you agreed to said favor, she decides to insult you not once, not twice, but 3 times. And it was most definitely malicious, let's be honest here. And it's your job to make a peace offering? No, it's not. You're not the one in the wrong. It's her job. And your husband probably just doesn't want his dad to be upset. And I understand that, but it's not your job to please them. So for our last post, I have little Kirby here with me. He's our icon. He is a role model. The last post is, am I an asshole for telling my future in-laws that they should be happy that their daughter is with someone like me? So, my in-laws are really pushy, and have actively told me that they want their daughter to be with someone who wasn't previously divorced, and who didn't have kids. They're always nice to my face, but my fiancé told me that they're annoyed and confused when we got engaged. They kept pushing for her to find someone different than me who would prioritize their daughter over my own kids. Thing is, while I love my fiancé and value her, she's not the typical high-value person on the dating market. Again, this doesn't mean anything to me, but I find it hypocritical that my fiancé has a daughter and has a low-wage job and only an associate's degree and lives in one of her parents' properties. And her parents are mad that I only make $60K with benefits and haven't bought a house yet, even though I was planning on buying one within the next year with my fiancé, once we're married. We went to their house for dinner and they basically started harassing me about when we're buying a house and why haven't I got a bigger car because we'll be having more kids living with us. I basically got annoyed and it escalated. I told them that it's hard for a single mom to find someone, and it's especially hard for them to find someone who is stable and making more money than they do. And they should get off my ass and be happy their daughter found someone willing to accept the fact that they aren't equally contributing to the household. My in laws took that the wrong way, and my fiance, for the most part, understands but was kind of offended. However, I think this is a wake up call for them, and they should stop judging me and consider their daughter isn't perfect, and that I'm one of the best partners she'll ever find financially and emotionally. The brag at the end. Not sorry that. Why are you making this post? You didn't even say you think you're an asshole. You just kind of sound like you're bragging, to be honest. Yeah, I went to my wife's parents' house and said, "Your daughter's low, low value. I only love her because I can, but no one else will." This probably sounds off as fuck. But there's no apology here. Why are you making this post? You're not even wondering. You're just like, this is a wake up call. Guess what? You're an asshole, dude. You basically told your wife and their. You know what? It's not just you're an asshole. Everyone sucks, but the wife. So you're an asshole for insulting your wife, especially to her parents, just because she's a single mom, she's low value. You're holding the idea that her parents have to her as well. How is that fair to your, not your wife, your fiance? How is that fair to her? That you're comparing her the same way you don't like to be compared. It's not her doing it, it's her parents. Okay? So, you know what? Actually, no, I take it back. The fiance is an asshole too, because stand up for him when your parents talk. Okay? Don't just go tell him sideways. All of you need to take a step back and realize you're assholes. Okay? Okay. Thanks for watching the video. At least we ended with asshole post. You know, not everyone is innocent in this world. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I loved making this Reddit video, so I'll probably make another one. If you liked it, like it and subscribe. Now dance with Kirby.